People differ on two dimensions: personality traits and values. Personality refers to each individual distinct, typically consistent pattern of feelings, thoughts, and behavior. Each of us has a distinct personality that differentiates us from others. While personality has a higher effect on job attitude, it has a smaller effect on job performance. Values are described in organizational behavior as a cultural qualitative perception of what is good, desirable, and appropriate or bad, undesirable and improper. Fairness, innovation, and community participation are some popular corporate values. Perception is the act of acquiring, organizing, and interpreting sensory information in order to represent and understand the information or environment provided. Decision making is the process of discovering and selecting alternatives based on the decision maker values. A variety of science studying people behavior. Numerous monographic anthologies, essays, and journal articles have been written about it, with the viewpoints of the individual discipline different greatly. Psychology is obviously a particularly important subject because it identifies people's experience and behavior as they observe. The existing information from the topic is very probably applicable to employee behavior in firms because any conduct is always the consequences of the person and the environment. Generate results are one-sided and devoid of context.
So, what is the meaning of personality? Personality means likely to impact product and store selection. They also have an impact on how customers react to a company communication incentive. The intrinsic characteristics of personality are particular qualities, attitudes, traits, elements, and mechanisms that identify one individual from other person. So, what is ENFJ? ENFJ are idealistic organizer driven to implement their vision of what is ENFJ idealistic organizer driven to implement their vision of what is best for humanity. They often act as catalysts for human growth because best of humanity. They often act as catalysts for human growth because of their ability to see potential in other people and their charisma in of their ability to see potential in other people and their charisma in reading others. And what about ESFJ? ESFJ are conscientious helpers sensitive to the needs of others, and ESFJ are conscientious helpers sensitive to the needs of others and energetically dedicated to their responsibility. They are highly energetically dedicated to their responsibility. They are highly attuned to their emotional environment and attentive to both the feeling of to the other emotional environment and attentive to both the feeling of others and the perception others have of them. ESFJ like a sense of others and the perception others have of them. ESFJ like a sense of harmony and cooperation around them and are page to please and harmony and cooperation around them and are eager to please and provide. Based on the result for my personality impact on job performance is I am optimistic, energetic, and ambitious. I can be open and honest about my thought and believe while remaining sensitive to the sentiment of others. I am visually sympathetic and will naturally seek out methods to assist those around me. I'm driven to make the world a better place and I'm always looking for ways to improve things at work. My personality thrives when they can make a positive difference in people's lives. For one member of my group, the effect of personality on job performance is that she enjoys applying their interpersonal skill to the organization of people and processes. She pays attention to people needs and works to establish systems that make those wiser and prefer jobs that allow her to serve people in tangible and visible ways. Extraversion is the first of the big 5 factors in a person's personality. They are friendliness, talkativeness, assertiveness, emotional, expressiveness, and extraversion. People with a high level of extraversion are gregarious and thrive in social circumstances. They become invigorated and excited when they are around other people. The second factor in Big 5 model is openness, which include qualities like inventiveness and understanding. People that score well on this attitude also have a diverse set of interests and are fascinated by the world and other people. People with low level of the attitude are more stationary and may have difficulty thinking abstractly. And the third one is conscientiousness. When someone is conscientious, they may exert self-control and self-discipline in order to pursue and achieve their objective. High conscientious people are also organized, determined, and capable of deferring immediate gratification. all of which contribute to a more successful existence. And the next one is agreeableness. Trust, benevolence, friendliness, affection, and other pro-social action are included in this personality characteristic. People with a high level of agreeableness are more cooperative, where those with a low level of agreeableness are more competitive and even manipulative. And for the last big five model is neuroticism. Sadness, moodiness, and emotional instability are all characteristics of neuroticism. Mood fluctuation, anxiety, anger, and sorrow are common in those who score high on attitude. Those who score low on this attitude are more emotionally stable and resilient. In my opinion, conscientiousness is the most important factor in predicting positive job performance. That's because the best positive aspect of job performance includes self-efficiency, positive aspect of job performance, orderliness. Achievement and self-discipline individual difference in their tendency to work hard, be organized, be accountable to others. Self-control and self-regulation are referred to as conscientiousness.
Knowing how to accept change allows you to have more control over the outcome. Next, it is critical to understand how individual values influence our outcome. You learn how to defend to your strengths when you understanding yourself and prioritize the things you value. Change is the way to personal reaction, and it begins with changing our actions and thoughts. Clarity regarding who you are is important for living your best and most satisfying life. Personal growth provides the framework for living the most honest and fulfilling life peoples. When you are clear about your needs and expectations, life may become much more enjoyable and gratifying. Individual growth is not restrict to your personal life. It depends knowledge of such ideal can assist your professional life as well. An instrumental value is a strategy for achieving a terminal value. These deals produce conflict because they disagree within the group. In general, these variables represent the pace that an individual will take to achieve a life objective. My instrumental value is cheerful. This is due to my ability to be delighted by the actions of those around me. As a result, I will spread positivity among my friends. Politeness, the second instrumental value of me. This is because I am so respectful to others. Not only that, but I am really pleasant person who enjoy being liked by others. Next, my instrumental value is broad-mindedness. This is due to my openness to other people's point of view. For example, in order to make a group test a success, I will listen to the suggestion of a friend.
The first terminal value I want to obtain is self-esteem, because following a time plan would help me become more disciplined. With this, I can boost my self-esteem since I believe I am a better person as a result of my focus on the task assigned to me. Next, the ultimate goal I wish to accomplish is intellectual wisdom. This is due to my desire to attain my goals and make my family proud of my academic achievement. Laziness should thus be avoided in order to avoid becoming negligent in academics. To progress to make myself a better student, having qualities like respect and admiration towards making higher quality work is important to me. So, by processing these qualities, I can gain self-recognition by producing work that is admired by others. Therefore, I have to make sure my work is as good as possible.
Work values serve as motivators by identifying which behaviors are more beneficial to execute than others in an ideal world. Work values can be either because the actions itself is valued or because the behavior leads the actor to a valued activity or person. Autonomy is the value of work related to the level of autonomy that I have based on my work cohort in relation to the performance of my team. For example, each member of the group plays their role in participating in every work that has been done. Next, one of the most crucial work values for job success is integrity. Because I prioritize integrity in the job, I aim to do the right thing even when no one is looking. I appreciate honesty, openness, and a willingness to go above and above for my teammates and organization. Innovation is important in work performance since it allows me to be pushed to identify things that could better meet the requirements of the team and my firm. It's also forced me to come up with novel solutions to complete challenges.
Why do people see the same thing but interpret it differently? Even though many people see the same thing, but every people have different interpretation about the situation. People have perception based on their experience in life, knowledge and value. For example, men believe that playing video games can be a hobby to them. Meanwhile, women see video game as a time wasting and not having any advantage. Our own mind and brain creates a different perception on every situation, thought and opinion on things. Every culture have different belief, and from that, they will influence our mind to interpret their surrounding differently. Background of every culture also can be the impact on how people see something differently. For example, Chinese culture believe that red color can bring them lucky, and they cannot sweep the floor on the first day of Chinese New Year because it will sweep the positive energy. Malay culture believe that red color means bravery, and swiping the floor at night can get rid of substance. Kelly attribution theory is how people determine the causes of a person's behavior by focusing on the factors present and absent when a behavior doesn't occur, and specifically on 3 rules. First rule is consensus. It's information about whether other people generally behave in the same way towards the stimulant as a target person. For example, Alison smokes while hanging out with her friends. If her friends smoke, her behavior is high in consensus, while if Alison smokes, it is low in consensus. Second rule is distinctiveness, the extent to which the person behaves in the same way in similar situation. For example, if Alison only smoked when she was out with her friend, then her behavior is high in distinctiveness. While if she smoked at any time or place, then her distinctiveness is low. And the last one is consistency. Information about whether a person's behavior towards a given stimulus is the same across time. For example, if Alison only smoked when she was out with her friend, then her consistency is high. While if she only smoked on a special occasion, her consistency is low. First is define the problem. A rational decision-making model works best when employee where relative complex decision must be made and should decide the problem to solve and decide to make. In my experience, I will identify first what the pros and cons of buying a new motorcycle. Second, I identify the decision criteria that require knowing to know your goal and objective before consider the route to accomplish them. In my experience, my goal for having a motorcycle is to use for daily class at my campus and for a long term in using it. Third one is to allocate the weights in the criteria. You must decide what important has relevant for this decision. In my experience, motorcycle is more cheaper than car and save cost at oil consumption. Number 4 is develop the alternative. Find out if there is another alternative that better than before. In my experience, the other best alternative that buying a motorcycle is a scooter electric. Number 5, evaluate the alternative. Next step is involve developing several possible options with creativity in mind. In my experience, scooter is cheaper than motorcycle and it doesn't require any oil. Number 6, select the best alternative. Identify the potential outcome of each option and how it impacts your circumstance. In my experience, I will choose motorcycle over electric scooter because it can use for a long ride and faster than electric scooter. Number 7, implement the best alternative. Consider each option with awareness of opportunity cost each. The second best option is electric scooter. Number 8 is evaluate decision effectiveness. The last part will make us satisfied after the rational decision making that lead us to the right path. After buying the motorcycle, I'm very satisfied with my purchases because I can attend to my class faster than before.
After conducting the study for this assignment, I now understand the true meaning of learning and better equipped to continue my daily life with increased knowledge. I can also fit into any group according to my brain ability and other factors. I'm hoping that following this research, I'll be more successful in life because I've been pushing my brain to its limit with new skills. Besides that, we can also find out why it is important to know the value of the individual. Among them are to know self-worth is to become more self-aware. critical to understand how individual value influence our outcome and the potential to improve one quality of life. Other than that, we can also know about Kelly attribution. Theory is an alternative theory of attribution, such as consensus is information about whether other people generally behave in the same way toward the stimulus as the target person. This deafness is the extent to which the person behaves in the same way in similar situation, and the last one, which is consistency, information about whether a person behavior towards a given stimulus in the same across time.